The old mansion on Elm Street was one of the oldest and most mysterious buildings in the town. It was a massive structure made of stone and wood, and it had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. Over the years, rumors of strange occurrences and supernatural happenings had circulated around the mansion, making it a popular subject of local folklore. One hot summer evening, a group of teenagers decided to explore the old mansion, thinking that it would be a thrilling way to spend the night. They met up outside the mansion, excited and a little nervous about what they might find inside. The teenagers slipped through a hole in the fence surrounding the property and made their way to the front door, which creaked open with a deafening sound. As they stepped into the dimly lit foyer, the air grew thick with the scent of mold and decay. The teenagers explored the first floor, marveling at the faded grandeur of the once beautiful home. They found a dusty library, filled with old books, and a grand ballroom, complete with a crystal chandelier. But as they made their way up to the second floor, they began to notice strange noises and unexplained movements. Shadows seemed to dance on the walls, and the air was thick with an unsettling energy that made their skin crawl. Despite their growing unease, the teenagers pushed on, determined to uncover the secrets of the old mansion. As they entered one of the bedrooms, they found a strange book lying on the dusty floor. Its pages were covered in strange symbols and arcane writings, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of dread. The teenagers picked up the book, hoping to find some answers to the strange occurrences that they had witnessed. As they moved further into the room, they noticed that the symbols on the walls seemed to writhe and twist in the dim light. A low, guttural chanting could be heard coming from somewhere deep within the house, and the air grew thick with the scent of burning incense. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, its eyes burning with a malevolent energy. It was a grotesque creature, half human and half something else, its skin slick with a black, oily substance that seemed to pulse with an unholy life of its own. The creature's eyes glowed with a fiery intensity, and its sharp teeth gleamed in the dim light. The teenagers tried to run, but the creature was too fast, too powerful. It tore through them with a savage ferocity, its claws and teeth ripping flesh and bone as it moved through the darkened halls. One by one, the teenagers fell to the creature's wrath, their screams echoing through the empty house. As the creature continued its rampage, the surviving teenager desperately searched for a way out. She stumbled upon a hidden staircase and followed it down to the basement. The basement was dark and musty, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. But the teenager knew that she had to keep moving, or she would become the creature's next victim. As she moved deeper into the basement, she noticed that the walls were covered in strange symbols and arcane writings. The air grew colder, and she could hear the sound of whispers and murmurs coming from somewhere deep within the darkness. Suddenly, the teenager stumbled upon a room that seemed to be alive with an otherworldly energy. The walls were covered in strange symbols and arcane writings, and the air was thick with a palpable sense of dread. In the center of the room was an altar made of black stone, surrounded by burning candles. The teenager felt a surge of fear and revulsion as she realized what was happening. The creature was using the mansion as a portal to another dimension, one filled with unspeakable horrors and unimaginable terrors. It was using the power of the arcane symbols and the sacrifices of its victims to open a gateway to this other world, and the teenager knew that she had to stop it before it was too late. She reached for the book that she had found earlier, hoping to find a way to break the creature's hold on the mansion. As she flipped through its pages, she felt a surge of power coursing through her veins. The symbols and arcane writings seemed to come alive, pulsing with a fiery energy that she could barely comprehend. With a newfound sense of confidence and determination, the teenager stepped forward and began to chant the words written in the book. The air grew thick with an otherworldly energy, and the symbols on the walls seemed to writhe and twist in response to her incantations. As she continued to chant, the creature appeared in front of her, its eyes blazing with fury. It lunged at her with a savage ferocity, but the teenager stood her ground, holding the book aloft as a shield. The creature's claws ripped through the air, tearing at the book and sending pages flying in every direction. But the teenager didn't falter. She continued to chant, her voice growing stronger with each passing moment. Suddenly, there was a blinding flash of light, and the creature let out a blood-curdling scream. It writhed and convulsed in agony, its black, oily skin boiling and bubbling as it was consumed by the otherworldly energy. With one final, desperate howl, the creature was sucked back through the portal, disappearing into the darkness with a deafening roar. The teenager collapsed onto the ground, exhausted and shaken by the ordeal. But as she caught her breath and looked around the room, she knew that she had done what she needed to do. The mansion was quiet now, the shadows no longer dancing on the walls, and the air no longer thick with dread. With a newfound sense of confidence and determination, the teenager made her way out of the basement and back into the night. As she walked away from the mansion, she knew that she would never forget the horrors that she had witnessed, but she also knew that she had overcome them. And as she looked up at the stars above, she knew that there were still many mysteries left in the world, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to explore them.